Wanting to become a YouTuber for fun or for profit? Check out the amazing Blue Yeti microphone today. Affiliate link in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and oh my god, Ridley Scott, stop. Someone at Fox, for the love of God, please take away Ridley's keys to the Alien franchise. As a very long time fan of his films, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. Stop what you're doing. Stop it. Because yeah, this particular title, oh dear God, no. Ridley wants to bring a young Ripley into the Alien prequels. We know that this was going to happen. We know that after Ridley Scott cock-blocked Neil Blomkamp from Aliens 2.5 or the new Alien 3 or whatever it was he was going to do, that he went on to go make Covenant. And Covenant, for all intents and purposes, was a movie I did enjoy quite a bit, and I'm going to do a video about why I enjoyed it, what I liked about it. But for the most part, though, there were some narrative problems, and you could see precisely what kind of movie Ridley was trying to make. And I view it as the type of movie where you have a man who's in his late 70s, who is still a master of his craft for the most part, very much questioning his own existence, questioning his own mortality, and he's putting that into these films, and it's not meshing. Ridley Scott is now making Alien movies for only Ridley Scott. And that's kind of what this whole thing is. Now, it says here, while Alien Covenant wasn't exactly the biggest hit of the franchise, it seems to have been successful enough that Fox is still willing to move forward with more installments in the franchise. Of course they are, because it made enough money to warrant going forward, and Ridley Scott is still a household name, and the movie will still pull in some cash, even though they're progressively getting, they're just not nailing what they need to nail. Director Ridley Scott explains that there's one thing he'd really like to see in order to tie the new movies back with the originals, a younger version of his original protagonist, Ellen Ripley. A fan recently got a few minutes to talk with Ridley Scott and shared his interview via Instagram. Said fan asked Scott about whether he was still interested in bringing Sigourney Weaver back to play a younger version of Ripley, and this is what he responded with. Check this out.
If there's any possibility, real possibility, to bring back Ripley, doing Sigourney Weaver younger with digital techniques?
Well, we're heading towards the back end of the first Alien, so that may be feasible. I don't think it'll, but Ripley's going to be somebody's daughter, obviously, because you're coming in from the back end, right? And, you know, the time constraints of what's the time between this film, where we leave David going off into intending for that colony. I think you're probably 2 films out from even considering her. He's going to go, oh no.
So 2 films away from tying it in to the back end of 1979's Alien. 2 films away. I don't want there to be two more films of this shit. I don't think fans can stomach 2 more films of this shit. And it's not that the story itself isn't interesting to an extent, it's just that the execution is not there. There was nothing to grab onto, to emotionally invest in regards to Alien Covenant. And again, I've argued multiple times that Ridley Scott operates better when his films are released as a director's cut and not cut for time that we've seen in some cases involving like Zack Snyder films, you know, where whole plots are cut out, whole subplots are cut out simply to fit more runtimes in the theater. And that could be the case here. We do know that with Alien Covenant, there's going to be like 12 deleted scenes that are going to be on the Blu-ray when it releases. And we know that in China, they cut out 16 minutes of the movie. A lot of it had to do with the xenomorph itself to cut down on the violence. And maybe that's where the movie made its money. Maybe that's what's going on here. I don't know. All I know is that we should stop now. Leave the rest ominous. Leave it ambiguous. Hand the keys over to somebody else who will take the story forward, not jump back and then try to tie it in. But we know for a fact that Ridley Scott wants this to become his Avatar. He wants it to become his Star Wars. He wants this to be his great legacy. And I think he's got his head up his ass on this one. Like, he just cannot get away from this shit. The character of David, Michael Fassbender does amazingly is able to bring that character to life. And he's a good villain. He is a great villain. And he himself is on his own journey of exploration and evolution and understanding and enlightenment. And we can see, as I mentioned before, that is very much where Ridley Scott is right now in his life, questioning his mortality, questioning the genesis of his being, questioning all of these things. But now he wants to tie in young Sigourney Weaver, young Ellen Ripley. What I would rather see is adapt Alien Isolation, the video game. It's a singular, isolated story that is good. I mean, minus the middle part with the synths. That was just lame. But it was good overall, thematically. It could easily be put into a 2-hour fucking movie that is very similar to the horror themes that we got out of Alien. Keep in mind that Alien, the original, was a horror movie, right? And then the sequel was like an action thriller or an action horror. Prometheus and Covenant were neither. They were sci-fi films attempting to be science fantasy. And it just is not having that effect. I'm sorry, I have to make that call. Somebody please stop Ridley Scott. That's what this is about now. Stopping him. Give the keys to somebody else. Let them move forward. Let him produce, but keep him as far away from the director's chair as humanly possible. And this is coming from a lifelong fan of Ridley Scott, which makes me really sad to have to say. But I see no other choice going forward. But I want to know what you guys think about this. The diehard Alien fanboys are going to be fun in the comments. I fully admit that. And that's fine. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think it's time for Scott to step down? Do you think that bringing in Ellen Ripley and her family into this is going to even be remotely interesting? I liked the idea that Ellen Ripley was just kind of like an everyday woman who was just trying to survive in this situation. And she did. And she was badass and heroic and a great heroine and a great role model for young women. We don't need a lead into her story. She doesn't need a backstory as to why she's there. It's going to sully the events of the first film. It's going to sully her legacy by trying to tie it together with the utter nonsense, to an extent, that the storylines of Prometheus and Covenant have conveyed. And while I found them, like I said, to be enjoyable, there are lots of flaws. And I just wanted to now deviate away from the Alien franchise and never go back. Make it its own thing, fine, but just don't connect it because no one is asking for it. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. If you guys liked it, be sure to toss it a thumbs up, slap on that subscribe because I post new content pretty much every single day. Also, live streams 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Sunday through Wednesday, and probably some extra days in between. If you guys want to support the channel, check out the Amazon affiliate link that was posted in the beginning, Patreon, PayPal, anything really helps out right now. But regardless, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. I'll see you later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.